Hello dear students, today we are going to learn about transformation of sentences. Let us look at a few sentences. The first one, he is a good boy. He is not a good boy. They are going home tomorrow. They are not going home tomorrow. He was in Kolkata last year. He was not in Kolkata last year. Now, he is a good boy. Here in this sentence, what do you see? Do you see any word not? You don't see, right? Therefore, this is a positive sentence or an affirmative sentence. And if I say, he is not a good boy, we will find the word not here, which shows that it is a negative sentence. The words no, not, none, nothing, these are all negative words. So if you use them in a sentence, that sentence grammatically is a negative sentence. Negative here does not mean bad thoughts. Negative means the use of a negative word in the sentence. Now let us look at the next sentence. They are going home tomorrow. They are not going home tomorrow. He was in Kolkata last year. He was not in Kolkata last year. So how are you going to change it into a negative sentence? By using a negative word. Now the sentences, he is a good boy. They are going home tomorrow. He was in Kolkata last year. What are the auxiliary verbs in there? Is, are, and was. Now when we change it into negative sentence, he is not a good boy. They are not going home tomorrow. He was not in Kolkata last year. What have you noticed? That the negative word is placed after the auxiliary verb. What do you call an auxiliary verb? Otherwise, a helping verb, right? So, you add the negative after the auxiliary or the helping verb. Now, when you add the negative after the auxiliary verb, you can join them. And then what will happen? Is and not will be written together. Is N apostrophe D. So instead of an O, we are putting an apostrophe. So it will become isn't. Similarly, are not will become aren't. So are, then N apostrophe T, aren't. Similarly, was not will become wasn't. So you see, we use not after the auxiliary verbs. What are the auxiliary verbs? Is, am, are, were, can, must, will, shall, have, had, etc. And when we join it, it will become, suppose, is, isn't. Is not will become isn't. Are not will become aren't. Can not will become can't. Must not will become mustn't. And in some cases, the auxiliary verb changes. For example, will not will become won't. It won't be will't. It will be won't. W-O-N apostrophe T. And shall not will become shan't. S-H-A-N apostrophe T. Shan't. So in some cases, the auxiliary verb also changes. So let us say the sentences again. He isn't a good boy. They aren't going home tomorrow. He wasn't in Kolkata last year. Now, let us look at a few sentences again. John speaks English well. John does not speak English well. I know your name. I do not know your name. He went to the cinema yesterday. He did not go to the cinema yesterday. Now, which are the auxiliary verbs here? Does, do, and did. These are the verbs, right? Now, when I use the negative after does or do or did, now the negative word not is placed after does, do, or did, right? So, how will we write it now? If we join them, John doesn't. So, D-O-E-S-N apostrophe T. John doesn't speak English well. I don't know your name. D-O-N apostrophe T. He didn't go to the cinema yesterday. D-I-D-N''T, didn't. Right? So you know how to write negatives now. Now let us look at a few sentences once more. He is in the garden now. It's an assertive sentence. There is no negative word here. It's a simple sentence. Now I will turn it into a question. Is he in the garden now? So what did I do here? I put the auxiliary verb in the beginning of the sentence, and in the end, instead of a full stop, I used a question mark, right? So now it has become an interrogative sentence or a question sentence. Next sentence, they are playing football. It's an assertive sentence. Now, how will you change it into an interrogative sentence? Are they playing football? Question mark. So, what did you do here? We put the auxiliary verb in the beginning of the sentence. Again, they were having their lunch when the beggar came in. So, here what did we do? Were they having their lunch when the beggar came in? So, we put the auxiliary verb again in the beginning of the sentence, and then in the end, we put a question mark. So, this is how you change an assertive sentence into an interrogative sentence. Earlier, what did we see? How to change an affirmative or a positive sentence into a negative one. Here, we have seen how to change an assertive sentence into an interrogative sentence by putting the auxiliary verb in the beginning of the sentence and then putting a question mark, right?